Howdy folks, Mr. K here with a lesson on covalent bonding. Now if you haven't watched the ionic bonding video or the ion formation video, you need to watch those before getting into covalent, because I'm going to go kind of quick through this stuff. So, covalent bonding. What's the difference between covalent and ionic? Big difference is this: ionic bonds need ions to form, but not covalent. You do not form ions in covalent bonding. In ionic, you'd have a metal with a positive charge attracted to a nonmetal with a negative charge. This is ionic. In covalent, what's holding them together is that they're sharing some electrons. They share a pair of electrons, but in the end, they still get those 8 valence electrons, or they fulfill the octet rule, giving them that noble gas configuration. Now there's several different ways in order for you to form a covalent bond. They're all based on the sharing of a pair of electrons, but it depends on how many you have. First type would be single covalent. In single covalent, you're only sharing one pair. Remember, pair means 2. 2 electrons are being shared. For example, in hydrogen, it will bond to itself. This hydrogen will come next to this one and kind of say, hey, I see that you have 1 valence, I have 1 valence. We'd both really like 2, so why don't we just share the 2 that we have between us? And that's what they do. They form a bond by passing this pair of electrons between themselves. Now when we draw Lewis structures of covalent bonds, we use these dashes. That dash represents a shared pair of electrons. And notice that we also have to include any unshared pairs. Because when we start talking about bonding forms, the Vesper structures, it's going to be very important that you always include both your unshared and your shared pairs. To kind of illustrate how these things are being held together when they share, I'll pull up this little animation. Now, here we have 2 hydrogen atoms, each with 1 valence electron. So I just said they both really want 2 to fill up that s orbital that they have. So this one is going to share an electron with its neighbor, and this one is going to do the same thing. So in the end, we have a covalent bond being formed right now. See how a pair of electrons is now flying between both of them? This right here is the covalent bond. It's a pair of electrons being shared, and these 2 hydrogens are sticking together because they both share this pair of electrons. And covalent bonding can only occur between nonmetals. Nonmetals only. Okay, here's an answer to 4 of them. Just see if you can check your work and you're on the right track. CH4 we call carbon tetrahydride. When hydrogen's the second element, it's called hydride. Water, it's not called water anymore. Its true chemical name is dihydrogen monoxide. Dihydrogen because there's 2 hydrogens, monoxide because there's 1 oxygen and it's the second element. PS2, not the gaming system, is called phosphorus disulfide. SiO2 is silicon dioxide. Okay, that's everything you need to know about covalent bonding. I will see you in class.